So first of all, congratulations to both of you on the release of the record and the film. The both of you have been working together for quite a long time in a number of different capacities. You want to talk about how that relationship started and how it lasted so long? Because creative relationships usually are for right now or forever, and you seem to have done quite a lot together.
You want me to say? Met him when I was about 17, 18, around there, and I started working with him on soundtracks, in the studio, engineering, doing different stuff, and we just always worked really well together. We've done many things together. We've toured. I toured the last time we did a solo record around the world, and we've done so many things. It's hard to say. Do you have anything to add? It's hard to explain. It really is. We just work for it.
And then we're like family.
Yeah.
So we have it's family. Great.
In the writing of the story for the film versus writing the individual songs, I'm curious what the timeline of like the entire project is. Did you start writing the story? Did you start writing the songs first? And how did are they sort of mirror images of one another? The songs mean different things versus the story of the film as well?
No, the idea was, the album was done, and the idea was, instead of doing like the typical music video, to make a short film.
Sure.
So I thought it would be cool to make a silent movie. So we made the silent movie guessing that it would go with the music, and then edited the movie without the music. So until the movie was pretty much done and we laid the music, and we actually didn't know if it was going to go together.
Oh wow.
It was almost like
That's
as independent as the two projects could be. That was the way it was, and it was counting on synchronicity.
Wow.
But I think that a lot of the lyrics that he wrote for the record go along with the images, so maybe it was subconscious. So as I was putting things together and choosing which things to composite for different scenes, it actually went with some of the lyrics that were happening.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's really strange synchronicity that I didn't even plan.
I've watched the film 3 times in the last 24 hours. This was my 3rd viewing, so.
They're chuckling for a reason.
Pardon me?
They're chuckling for a reason.
Yeah. Well, I noticed things the 2nd and 3rd time that the first time while I'm just taking it in didn't register to me. And I'm curious about some of the symbolism or imagery that you see throughout the film, if it is just, because as artists, sometimes it's like, this looks nice, I like this, I don't need to justify this, and sometimes it's, I'm telling a
That was very
deeper
intentional. It was
Very
definitely
intentional.
intentional.
Yeah, sure. I was noticing that in the opening scene, Harry is very reluctant to eat or drink while he's surrounded by family and loved ones, and then when he's in Urania's palace, he's chugging wine and he's throwing grapes back like it's his birthday. And so this is also the transition from what you perceive as the real world to what is
Exactly,
beyond.
that was an intention parallel. After he is in this incredibly traumatic war and he gets killed, he's traumatized, and so a lot of the palace is escapism.
Yeah.
Sorry, escapism. And I tried to draw parallels from one table to the other.
Mm-hmm.
There's teacups and things that carry over, but they become more bizarre.
Yeah, which is also interesting because he's lit in the opening scene as if he's already dead. He's like in front of a bright light window. It looks to me as if he's already and in the palace.
It's just we didn't have time to light it. Yeah, that wasn't intentional.
Okay, Bill, it was brilliant. It was a brilliant mistake. The costume design especially is so elaborate and so beautiful, and also to me, I think had I seen it, I don't know about this, but had I seen it without the record as the musical accompaniment, I think it still reads to me as something very you, which I mean as a compliment, and as like it seems to fit in your aesthetic world. And I think that's one of the more interesting parts of like trying to create these two things together and having them work so well in the end. It's really something.
Is that a question?
That was a statement. Yeah, I used that was a statement on my end.
Well, we have one thing about creating images for a story that he's written is I know a lot of the things he likes, the images he's inspired by, and we talked about it a lot. We trying to figure out what the story would look like was one of the funnest things, but also very challenging. The team we put together for the creative was amazing, and I tried to pick people who were more on the abstract, darker side of creative Hollywood, and we got a really incredible duo of Kit Scarborough, who did the costume design, and Lainey Chantal White, who did the makeup design. And she does like monsters and super fantasy. And Kit, I met when she was like the goth weirdo on Project Runway like a decade ago, and we became friends after that because I thought her aesthetic was amazing. And now she does TV and stuff. So she, I knew she could do like claws and wild dresses and period stuff. So we had a great team.
Yeah, I could watch a Sinji movie tomorrow. There was a Sinji spin-off.
That's my help in it, the girl who does all the claws. So she's my training partner in Taekwondo.
Oh, wow.
She's a black belt, and I'm trying to be a black belt. So she always kicks my ass. So she's also an actress. She's on TV, I think in Grey's Anatomy or something like that. And I knew she was a great actress, but also a great fighter. So I'm really happy she's in it.